One of the most difficult things to spot in the forex market lately is getting a prop firm that actually wants you to win. And what I mean by prop firm that wants you to win is basically simple. There are so many good prop firms out there, but so many of them have so many difficult rules that it makes it difficult for you to actually pass the challenge, mostly if you're a high speed trader. But guess what? Trading funds is here to actually change the story. On trading funds, you can actually trade anyhow you want, whether you want to trade the news, you want to hold trade over weekend, you want to hold overnight, there's totally no problem. And the best part is that what they even have a lower profit target, which even makes it all sound more better. So guys, as you can see right here on their homepage, trading funds is actually listed on most of the top biggest information platforms out there, such as Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, Business Insider, and so many other popular big lists out there, which makes them one of the firms you can actually put your trust in. And apart from that as well, their challenges come in handy, which means that they are very much easy to pass as compared to most of the other firms out there. Like, let's first of all discuss about their instant funding. Now, for their instant funding, they start from $5,000 up to $100,000, which is kind of really cool because rarely you see instant funding accounts that gives you up to $100,000 just like that, and they actually give you that with a very good price as well. Now let's take a look at their $25,000 account. I like buying 25K accounts, so maybe that's where my grace lies. So let's use that as an example. Now over here, their profit target for a live funded account, which is an instant funded account, there is no profit target. Now other firms out there do have a profit target. When you go for their instant funding, there's a certain level you have to reach before you can request for a withdrawal. But trading funds don't actually want to stress you over that, so they give you a straight go ahead to actually get funded and make whatever profit you want to make and withdraw whatever you want to withdraw without having any targets to worry about. Now, max trading period, they don't have any maximum period that you can trade the account or do anything. They don't have a minimum trading period either. And I think this non-minimum period required from them is one thing that actually set them apart from a lot of other prop firms out there, because most of the prop firms out there, even for their instant funding account, they still have a minimum amount of days that you have to trade before you can withdraw. And over here, they don't have that. So meaning if you trade today, you make profit today, you can request for your withdrawal after a period of time, which I will give you in a bit. And their daily drawdown is 5%, which is not bad either, because 5% of $25,000, you already know what it is. And I think it's really cool because if you consider how much you are paying for it, you are paying a one-time fee of just $261 to get funded 250, $25,000, which is 25 grand. And apart from that, they have a payout of bi-weekly. And sorry for me to skip that, their mass drawdown is trailing. Now, when you buy their instant funding account, they have a trailing mass loss of just 6%, meaning in this whole account, you can only lose 6%. Now, let's do the math to see how much we're actually getting. So basically, I'm pulling up my calculator. Now, let's say you buy a $25,000 account, and in total, they are only giving you permission to lose only 6%. And 6% is basically, now where's the percentage symbol? That means 1,500. And it's really cool because you paid just $261 and you were giving $1,500. Now, if you do the math here, minus the 260, let me just make it $262 plus a few cents at the end, which means that what you paid just $262 and you got an additional $1,238 to actually trade with. And this is really cool when you compare it to funding your personal account with that amount of money. And considering every other factor as well, there is a trailing loss, which means that what it adjusts according to your balance and it's not a fixed drawdown. Now, apart from that, their payout is bi-weekly, meaning you have to wait every 2 weeks to actually get paid. And their profit split is up to 80%. However, they give you the right to scale it up to 90% if you actually want. Now, they allow you to hold on weekend, which is a big plus up that they actually offer that a lot of prop firms out there actually don't. And their news trading, they allow you to trade their news as well. And I think this is one of the best things ever a prop firm can do for their users, giving them the right to trade the news, because most people out there, they don't trade any other thing other than the news, be it CPI news, NFP news, all those heavy news. Those are the things some people want to trade. And luckily, trading funds is actually giving you the permission to do that. And apart from that, they are also running on one of the best trading platforms. They run on MetaTrader 5 and then TradeLocker. Now let's talk about their one-step challenge. Now with their one-step challenge, as well. The $25,000 account over here costs just $134, and the profit target here is 10%, and it's a bit adjusted as compared to the instant funding, but it's also okay because every prop firm they require you to meet 10% profit target on phase 1, which is the standard for every prop firm there, and I think there is no big deal on that. And their mass trading period is none. They don't have a maximum period that you have to trade before you do anything. However, they have a minimum trading period on their one-step account, which is 4 days, meaning that this 10% must be made within a period. This 10% must be made within a period of 4 days and above, meaning that for them to actually qualify that yes, you've passed this trade, you've passed this account, you need to trade for at least 4 days or more before you qualify for it. Now their daily drawdown is basically 4%, meaning from this $25,000 in a day, you can only lose 4%. And that is also great as well when you consider it, because they give you 4%. Now let's do the math and actually see. So 25,000, let me ask, 25,000 multiplied by 4%, that is 0.04. That means in a day you can lose up to $1,000, which is pretty much okay. And in general, they give you a trailing mass loss of 8%, meaning in total you could only lose $2,000 if my math is correct. So yeah, basically that is it. You can only lose $2,000 in total, and you are paying just $134 for it, and it's quite cool. Every other thing remains the same as the instant funding, meaning payout split is up to 90%. You have to adjust that, and weekend holding allowed, news trading allowed, and they also give you the right to actually scale up the account, meaning you can scale from level 1 up to level 6. And you see, level 1 is just $25,000, which is the initial one you got. And if you are consistently profitable, you scale it up to $50,000. And you are still consistently profitable, you go over to $75,000. Consistently profitable, you go to $100,000. Consistently, you go to $125,000. Consistently, you go over to $150,000. And it's pretty much okay when you consider it to every other firm added. Now let's take a look at their 2-step as well. Now their 2-step is where I say they made a very huge upgrade that a lot of prop firms don't. Now take a look at their 2-step. Profit target for phase 1 is 6%, and profit target for phase 2 is 6%. Combinedly, that is basically 12%. On average, most of the prop firms they require you to make a combined 15%, and they are only requesting for 12%, which is 3% lower than the average market price. Which means that if you buy that $25,000 account, all you need to pass phase 1 and phase 2 is basically make a combined $3,000, and you are basically good to go. So with $3,000 made into your account, you pass phase 1 and phase 2. And it's better because most of the firms they require you to make about 10% in phase 1, which is $2,500 to get a $25,000 account. Now you make $2,500 in phase 1, then phase 2 you have to make under $1,250. Again, the combined leader is making over $3,700 and something before you pass, but they only want you to make $3,000, leave the $700 away. And this is a big head up and makes trading easier for everyone to actually get funded. Now the truth is that once you get into the live account, whatever amount of money you paid as well will be refunded. So I mean, if you pass phase 1 and pass phase 2 alongside, and then you request for your first payout, request for your second payout, they will refund you this $134 or whatever amount that you actually paid for the account. Now don't rush and come and sign up. Use my link that is available in the video description alongside my promo code to actually get a discount. So whoever use my link, you are highly likely to get a discount. And if there's a promo code, I will actually add it alongside, because I'll reach out to them to get a promo code if they will actually give me one before I post this video. Now every other thing remains the same. Weekend holding allowed, news trading holding allowed, and you can also scale up to level 6, which is very much good. Now here are other great benefits that you actually get from using them. Number 1, they are built to last. It says, in an industry firm, come and go, we stand strong. They've been here since 2022, and meaning that they've been operating for 3 solid years now, which is okay. Now get funded faster. While others require 8% or 10%, we keep it simple and achieve just 6%. Like basically this is crazy, just 6%, and it's really mind-blowing. And there's no much I can say. No limit, no restriction. Trade without stop loss requirement, restriction on news trading or EAs, and hold trades over the weekend. You see, they allow you to use expert option, which is using robot, trading the news. You can trade without using stop loss. And personally, trading without using the stop loss, I've actually tested, like, the 2 positions I'm holding right now don't have stop loss. And I did that because I wanted to test to see if they actually allow people to do that. So I took 2 positions, GBP CAD and then GBP, CAD JPY and then GBP JPY. I took those 2 trades and then I did not add any SL. I just added TP to actually see if it actually works. And luckily, my trades are still running, but I'm hoping to see by the time I close the trade to believe there's no issue. If there's an issue, you guys already know me. I'll make another video for anything. Now they give you the chance to scale up to over 600,000, total of $600,000. So meaning that what? If you come over to the $100,000 account, you can scale up to $600,000 in their level 6. But if you buy their $50,000 account, you scale up to what? $300,000. But in general, if you go for the 100K account, then you can go up to level 6, which will give you 600,000. Now, fast and flexible, withdraw your profit on your term starting from $100 with no payout caps on funded account, which means that there's no payout caps. Once you make $100, you are free to make withdrawal. However, their withdrawal period is every 2 weeks, meaning in a month you can withdraw twice, which gives you a nice buffer room to make a lot of profit before requesting for payout. Now, refundable sign-up fee. Now, here's the earn your second payout and we refund your sign-up fee, making your evaluation cost-free in the long run. You see, so basically, once you pass the firm and then they fund you, you make your second payout, and then they are going to refund you whatever amount that you paid for the account. And I think this really sounds crazy when you compare it to a lot of top pro firms out there. They usually don't do this. Now, here is where we get to the best part of it all, which is their flex challenge. Now, with your flex challenge, all you need to do is simply you pay just $9 for whatever account you want. Like basically just pay $9 and then you take up the challenge. Now, let me give you the information here. Now, for example, if you are buying that $25,000 account, all you need to do is simply pay $9. Now, once you pay $9, they are going to give you the login details. Now, basically, you get funded. Now, once you pass the challenge, now here's the big catch with their flex challenge. Now, let me break every single thing down to your understanding. First of all, you pay $9 to get the account. Now, after you pass the account, for a $25,000 account, you have to balance them with $241, making your total spending $250, meaning in general you spend $250 to actually get funded with a $25,000 account. Note, you are only paying this $241 if you pass the challenge, meaning if you fail the challenge, you are only paying just the $9 you paid earlier. But if you pass the challenge, you have to pay an additional $241. Now, let me give you the whole fee here. They say pay a $9 initial setup fee for any account size of your choice. As I said earlier, once you pass the one-step evaluation, you can pay the remaining evaluation fee to get funded. You see, which means that with just $9, you take your trial. If you feel good, if you pass, blessed. Now, this challenge can only be purchased once per user, meaning every user can only purchase it once. You can't get it over and over again. So when you are getting it, make sure you aim for the good. Now, here is it as well. Like, it's basically a one-step challenge where your profit target is just 6%, meaning this $25,000, your only target is make $1,500. You make that, and then you balance them $241, and boom, you are funded. Now, here's the other things you need to know. It doesn't have mass trading period as well. Minimum trading days, they require you to at least trade it for 1 day, meaning you just need 1 profitable day to actually pass the challenge, and you're good to go. Now, their daily drawdown here is 5%. Now, that's quite cool. 5%, that's $1,250 for you to actually trade in a day. And with $1,250, you are given the chance to make $1,500, and you're basically good to go. Like, it's funny and really interesting at the same time. Meaning, in a day, you can reach up to $1,250. And meaning, if you are able to reach $1,250, and then in a single trade, and then you make $1,500 out, you've basically passed the challenge already. It's as simple as that. Then you balance them and you move on with your own. Now, basically, your trailing mass drawdown for the step challenge is basically 8%. However, when you get funded, your drawdown will go down to 6%, meaning you can only risk 6% of the account, and it's a trailing one which get adjusted with your account balance. So if your account balance goes up, your drawdown also get adjusted to it as well. Unlike the two-step challenge, which is a static drawdown of 8%, which doesn't change. And with their flex, every other thing remains the same. You can trade the news, you can hold on weekends, they have no problem at all. Now, over here, they have what they call a consistency rule, which I would say you need to come and read that if you really want to trade them. So basically, come and read and understand these details here, which is very important. Now, for someone who wants to buy a challenge, maybe you want to buy the two-step challenge, $25,000 account, you basically click on it, two-step, select the account size here. Now, if I go for 50K, you can see it's just $201. If I go for 25K, it's just $134. Next up is basically click on get started. Now, once you click on get started, it takes you straight up to this page here. Now, basically, the coupon code I'll provide to you, this way you're actually going to insert it to get a discount. Now, 2 steps selected, account size $25,000, platform, they support MetaTrader 5 and then Trade Locker. Now, if you're in the United States, please make sure you go with Trade Locker, as MetaTrader 5 or which is popularly known now as Platinum 5 is not available in the United States, so you have to go with Trade Locker. Now, after that, you insert your information here, things such as your email, your billing address, every other information about you. Now, over here, you input the coupon code. Now, for someone who wants to increase your stake, maybe you want to increase your stake and things. Now, if you want to upgrade your account up to level 6, you just have to click here, activate level 6, which gives you a room to actually upgrade your account until you get to level 6, which is the max funding for that account size. Now, when you click on this, an additional 15% will be added to your initial fee. So, for example, you can see the initial fee is $134, and if you activate level 6, it goes up to $161. Now, you can also add 90% profit split. Now, this one will give you an additional 20%, so which takes your fee to $170. Meaning that what, with this one, you can get 90% profit split. You take 90, they take 10%. And also, you can also bypass the bi-weekly withdrawal request by adding just 30% in addition. So meaning you pay 30% in addition to the original price, and you can be taking your payout every single week instead of waiting every 2 weeks. And also free retake. Now the free retake as well, to also get it, you can just add it up immediately, and basically 30% free retakes also add an additional 30%. So all these ones, they are optional add-ons, so you can decide to add them and decide not to add them. It's basically up to you. Now, after I select whatever thing you want to add, you just come over here, you choose your payment method. They accept credit card and then Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. Now, after that, you click on agree, and you basically click on continue to pay, as simple as that. Now, for me, I already have an account. You can see I have a $25,000 account with them already. That is currently in the evaluation phase. So before I come here to recommend any firm, I personally have to test it out to see how it's going, how their trade conditions and everything is, before I actually recommend it. And that has been my game since day one. Now you can see it right here. I started trading it on the 14th, and today is basically today is on the 16th. So I got the account on the 14th. I did not trade on the 14th. I'm trading today, Tuesday, on the 16th. And balance, you can see my balance is currently down to $24,545. Why? Because I have 2 losing trades running at the same time. But who knows, they're actually in profit, but kind of a bit tiny profit added to the overnight spread, which is normal for every single pair, whether you're trading a broker or something, they have overnight spread and stuff. So basically, I'm currently down about $415 actually. Now, basically, guys, this is all about every single thing about it. They have a very nice interface, and if you need your login details, maybe to your MetaTrader 5 or something, or Trade Locker, depending on the platform you selected whilst you are signing up, you basically click on this key here. I can't click on it because if I do, you're actually going to see my login details, which I don't want you to see because they are my login details, not ours. And also they have this economic calendar that is here, where you can actually see the latest news. Maybe you want to check fundamental details and everything. Well, you don't have to stress yourself going over to Forex Factory when they already have them right here. So guys, this is basically every single thing about this particular prop firm, and my link will be there in the video description. Do where to use it. So guys, let me know in case you have anything you want to say about this prop firm, or you have any prop firm you want me to look into. Do where to let me know that in the comment section as well. So guys, see you in my next video. Bye.